Hey guys, what's up? Heckman2 here, and welcome to the official 1500 subscriber special. I can't thank you guys enough for the amount of support. As soon as we hit 1K, it seems like we just started growing and growing. It's been growing exponentially, and I just can't thank you guys enough. So I decided it's finally time to do a Q&A. But before I get started with answering the questions, I'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to HurrenMX. I'll have all his stuff linked in the description, but he hooked me up with some amazing new channel art and logos, and I just decided, hey, this can be part of the special, incorporate it all together. So I can't thank him enough. He did it all free of charge, so make sure to go to check out his YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that. It'll be down below. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the questions. What you're going to be watching in the background is just some gameplay. I'm not sure which track yet because I'm waiting to see how long it's going to take me to answer the questions before I go and record the gameplay. So the first question is actually it wasn't submitted to the forums. It's from Moto Agogo. He just sent it to me. So it's a pretty hard question actually. It says, after tryharding sim/reflex for so long, do you sometimes wish you had a chance to experience more games in different genres? And that's a pretty hard question because the answer is no and yes. When I built my PC, my original idea and intent was to be able to play Reflex. That was the main game that I wanted to be able to play. And then Sim came along, and I was like, hey, this is the next big thing for me anyway. It was already big for many other people. So yeah, I just always loved motocross, and now there's games I can actually play, and I have a computer that I can do that on. And so that's why I played so much Reflex, so much Sim. And other games, I just never really thought about exploring them. They interested me, but they're just kind of out there. Like, it'd take me a while to figure them out. So the answer to that question is yes and no. It would be cool to get into different genres of games, but I'm also happy with the amount of time that I played in the motocross games because that's what I originally built my computer for. So thank you for that thought-provoking question, Moto. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the ones submitted onto the forums. 20 people have submitted questions. I have not looked over them all, so I'm not sure if there's repeats or whatnot. So anyway, first questions is from Grant Dawson, he's been around in the sim community for a while, and he came up with some pretty nice questions. His first one is, why do you suck so much? And that's such a broad question, I'm not sure what topic he's talking about, but just sucking in general, I don't know. That's up for other people to determine, Grant. But thanks for your question. So the second question is, why do they call you Heckfart? And I actually think you're the one who started it, Grant. I think it's all your fault, quite honestly, why they call me Heckfart. But it's stuck, and I got this lovely little image made for me, and by Huren, imagine that. And so yeah, thank you, Grant, for giving me that nickname. And why does your voice sound weird? Maybe because I was born that way. I could use Audacity to make it sound different, but that'd take too much effort. So, have you rebroken your collarbone yet? No, I have not, but I've got this lovely little scar right there, and I'm actually going to be getting surgery done again in August to get the plate and screws out of there. I'm not sure how long recovery is going to be on that, but hopefully not too long. So that's his fourth question, and his fifth one is, will you ever realize that you suck? Well, since you brought it to my attention, I will now realize that I suck, and I accept the fact. But thank you for notifying me. So, second person is Triptez, close friend. His first question is, hi, does this count? Yes, it counts. Hello. Second question is, why do you suck at sim? Well, the reason behind that is that I've only been playing about a year, and most of the really good guys have been playing 2 or 3 years, so that's a serious answer to that question. What national number are you going for? That's actually a serious question. I was surprised. And he is talking about the RF gaming series, I assume. I'm hoping in the 60 to 80 range, but quite honestly, I'd be happy with any national number. So his men thought I'd be cool. So, will you destroy me in more races? Absolutely, Triptez. It's not too terribly difficult to beat you, but you can be hard to beat sometimes. But yeah, anyway, thank you for your questions, Triptez. Next person is Chicken King, another close friend. It says, do you plan, he only has one question, and it's, do you plan on racing your CRF 250R? That's a complicated question because until I turn 18, there's no racing for me because my mom said no. That's the stupid truth behind that question. But once I turn 18, the following summer, so next summer, not this summer, but the next one, I might do just a couple of races just to feel what it's like because I've always kind of wanted to. So maybe just do a couple local races, but competitively, like doing a series behind it, I will probably never race. So the fifth person is Mr. MX 198, also known as Sam Sorensen. So his first question is, who's your favorite motocross rider and why? Well, back when Ryan Villopoto was riding, he was my favorite. He was the guy who was winning when I first started motocross, or started watching TV or motocross on TV back in 07. So naturally, I picked the guy who was winning, and I just liked him all the way up until he retired. But now that he's retired, I've kind of hopped on the Tomac bandwagon. I just like how he's so he just attacks everything, and he's an animal. He's struggling with the Kawasaki, but otherwise, he is really amazing on the bike. So what's your dream bike? Probably just the newest year of whatever they have, CRF 250R. Just because I really like the Hondas, and I know quite a bit about them, and I've worked on Hondas forever. I've never worked on a different brand of bike. I've always liked the way that Kawasaki's look, but Hondas always seem to be the easiest for me mechanically. So, holy moly, this is a long question. You have mentioned that you have been busy with school in some of your videos. Is it difficult to make YouTube videos as well as school? It must be right. Haha. Is it difficult to make YouTube videos as well as go to school, I assume, is the main question there. It can be to, like, if I were to upload daily and be dedicated to it, have a dedicated schedule, then yes, it'd be very difficult to do that, and I'd have trouble with time, because I also have to work. But, I upload maybe every other day, every couple days or so it's not too terribly difficult. The edits do take a while. It's hard to get a bunch of edits done in a short period of time. But otherwise, it's not too terribly difficult, so... Alright, so his fourth question is, what are your top 3 favorite sports? So obviously motocross, top favorite sport. Secondly, I'd have to say basketball. I actually really like it, and a couple years back I really try-harded to try to actually get good at it, so that's that. Third favorite is baseball. Baseball's always ran in my family, and I've always liked it, always been decently good at it, so really like baseball as well. So, what is your dream job, and if it's YouTube, what would it be if YouTube didn't exist? So, that's also a tough question, because as a motocross rider, dream job would be to be a pro racing. I've always thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool. But that's kind of out of reach, so otherwise I don't really know. Like, I haven't really thought about a dream job. It's obviously not working at Pizza Hut. I don't want to do that the rest of my life. But yeah, that'd probably be my dream job. As for the actual job I'm going to get when I'm older, I have no idea yet. So, thank you for your questions, Mr. MX. So, the sixth person is Goonzig. So his first question is, what made you get into YouTube? It's a pretty common question. I expected that one. I mainly got into YouTube back and started doing Minecraft at the time, because all I had was a crappy little Mac laptop. And I just saw people doing Minecraft videos. I was like, hey, that looks kind of fun. I want to do it. They're getting a lot of support. And I tried it out, and I was really crappy at it. My videos were so unprofessional and so poorly made. But that's the reason why I got into YouTube. What is your favorite type of video to make? Ooh, that's a tough question. There's certain aspects of the different types of videos that I like. The sim edits, MX Simulator edits, I really like making those because they always turn out. I always like to see how they form, they turn out, and see the response. As for like simplicity, I really like recording reflex reviews because they're just easy, to the point. You record, render, done. And that's my favorite in the easy department. But in the actual fun and how I look forward to seeing how a video gets developed is the MX Simulator edits. So, Goonzig, what do you hate most about MX Simulator? That's also a tough question. There's a few glitches with the game that are somewhat annoying, but my main thing is I wish that they would get the ground deformation working. That would make the game quite a bit harder, but it'd make it so much more realistic. I think that would be really cool to see that in the game. And his last question is, are you a goon? Yes. So, moving on to the next person, number 7, by My Name's Jeff. I'm not entirely sure who this is, but I have a suspicion. And the one question that he has is, would you go gay for Stallion Fire? And that's also a tough question, because Stallion Fire is pretty cool. But I'd have to say no to that, because I'm pretty straight, I'd have to say. So, the 8th person, it seems like he's been going on for quite a while here. 10 minutes already. It's going to be fun. Is Noah Caresi, also known as Rubik or Rascal FX. He's the one who made my intro, so shout out to him. I'll put his channel down below as well. So his question was, favorite sport besides MX? It'd either be baseball or basketball, as I covered that. Favorite movie? Oh, that's a tough question. I watch quite a bit of movies, quite a bit of the Marvel superhero movies. I'm really into I really like the new Captain America movie. I just watched Deadpool. That's a really good movie. That's a funny movie too. So I'd have to say, as of this moment, it's Captain America 3, just because it's the newest one out, and quite honestly, it's the most exciting, in my opinion. So, yeah. I also like the Maze Runner series, too, but I don't want to go on for too long with this. What made you choose to make edits? When I saw the edits first being made by Edward Mora, Sino, and Ben McLeod, CBL Gaming, I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cool. I want to try to do this. And I tried to figure out how to do the key cams and stuff, and I just couldn't figure it out. And eventually, the real 371 or Andrew Wallace linked me to a video that showed how to do those, and that's what taught me the basics of doing it. And then I just gradually developed over that, and I always liked the edits, so I decided why not make them. So that's why I got into edits. Who showed you MX Simulator? I actually kind of just found it myself on YouTube originally, but the reason I actually started playing it is because all the Reflex guys that I was playing sim with, they were all transferring over to MX Simulator, so I just kind of transferred over with them, started playing it. So that's not really a direct answer to your question, but favorite MX rider, 250 and 450. As of right now, the 250s, I've always liked Adam C and Cirillo, and Austin Faulkner, that's the name. But they're kind of iffy. So, but I really like Savachi as well. I basically like the whole pro circuit team. I always want to see them do well. So that's really that for the 250s. For 450s, like I said, Eli Tomac is probably my favorite. But I've seen a lot of the stories through the shows of all the top guys, and I have to say that they all seem like fairly nice people. So it's hard to really pick a favorite. So the next one is by Leighton Chilvers. I hope I said that right. I probably butchered it. But his first question is, do you ride in real life? Yes, I do. I have a real life riding playlist. I can put that in the description as well if you want to go check that out. And what bike do I ride? I ride a 2008 CRF 250R currently. So thank you for your questions. So the next one, number 10, halfway there, and we're 13 minutes in, by Moto Squid Gaming. So his first question is, how long have you been playing MX Sim? A little bit over a year. I got the game, I actually officially bought it shortly after the first round of motocross last year, so just a little bit over a year. Do you race or ride/race dirt bikes IRL? I do ride dirt bikes in real life, but I do not race. Who's your favorite AMA pro racer or MXGP racer if you have one? AMA, Eli Tomac, as I've been saying, or in back in the day, Ryan Villapoto, not really back in the day, a couple of years ago. I have to confess, I really don't watch MXGP. I watched a couple of rounds last year when Villapoto was trying to do it, but once he got injured, I've just kind of stopped caring. I just never really been interested in that sort of stuff. So, can you do an MX Sim suspension and stability setup video? I actually have one. I'll also link that in the description. It's going to be tough to remember everything that I have to link. I just have tweaked my stability just a wee bit. It's like one number difference, but other than that, I've run the same suspension for 250, 125, 450, motocross, and supercross. I run it for everything. So, yeah, it's pretty easy there. So his last question is, can you do a private MX Sim lobby or something for people like myself to race you in? I've actually thought about this, maybe as a special in the future, to set up something like this. The only difficulty would be that time zones difference. Some people will be able to make it, some people won't. So yeah, that's the only difficulty there, but I definitely have considered it. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool to do in the future. The next one, number 11, is Bao, B-A-B-E-A-U, Bao, not sure. So his question is, what made you start YouTube? I answered that already. It was back in Minecraft, saw them doing videos, I thought it'd be cool to try, so I did. And do you race dirt bikes in real life? I do not race dirt bikes, I do ride though, so been over that a couple times. And Moto Lifestyle is, will you ever do a subscriber MX sim server? I just answered that question as well. There's quite a few repeats in here, but I do appreciate the questions. And like I said, maybe in the future as another special, but I am not completely positive yet. Number 13 is by Kade Blackney. Probably am saying these names wrong, I'm so sorry. So his question is, what was your first computer to play sim and reflex on? It's actually this one right here. You can find all my PC specs on my About page of my channel, so just go click on my channel and click on the About tab, and it'll show you all my specs. And that's what I started. Like I said, I built this computer purely to play reflex on at the time. So what inspired you to make YouTube videos? This is the third time I've seen this question. It was originally seeing some of the Minecraft guys, mainly the Hermitcraft server. No one's going to know what that is, but that was back when I first saw them. I was like, man, I want to get into this. It seems like such a fun idea, and that's what I started with. So next question is by Trent Shepard. The name sounds familiar. I can't remember what I've seen it from before. I think I'm friends with him on Steam though. So his question is, what is your favorite bike? In real life, as of right now, my favorite bike is my bike, because I haven't really ridden too many varieties of bikes, so I can only really speak of what I've ridden myself, and as of right now, my favorite bike is the one that I have. So his next question is, have you ever had a major crash, and was it serious, and how did it happen? So my only real major crash was when I broke my collarbone. I'll also link that video in the description if you want to see me moan on the ground. And it was serious, shattered my collarbone. The doctor said on a scale of 1 to 10 of how bad you could break it, he said it was like an 8 or 9, so that's pretty good. And how did it happen? I was on a track, got a back end slid out, and then it caught and flung me, and I went face down right in the dirt and didn't have a chance to roll or anything. It just happened so quickly. So there's that. What is your favorite place in the world? That is also a tough question, because I haven't really been around the world too much. I went to Canada once when I was like 2, so I can't remember that. I've only been to like 6 or 7 different states in the US, so that's also a hard question. My most favorite place in the world though currently is the town that I live in, and just because I know this is where all my friends are, my family. So yeah, there's that. So the next person is AJ Gilkinson. Hope I said that right. It said, when did you start riding? So I actually got my first PW50 when I was 6.5 years old. And yeah, I didn't ride for a couple years after that, but then my dad got me a XR70 at the time. And then I basically have ridden all the way through the years, just maybe a couple years off here or there. So the next question is, are you the only one in your family that rides? And no, my dad rides. He's been riding since he was 20. And my little brother also rides. He's on a little CRF 70 right now, but he'll be upgrading soon. So my dad and my brother both ride dirt bikes. What is your dream job? Like I said, probably to race real life professionally, but that's pretty out of reach, so yeah. What is your favorite brand of bike? My favorite brand to ride and own is Honda. My actual favorite brand to look at and admire is Kawasaki. I just think they look amazing. So, do you enjoy MXS more than real life? That is a tough question, but the answer is no. MX Simulator is fun. It has its perks, but real life riding out there, actually in the zone, focusing on riding, is way better than any other video game. So the next person is Brock Taylor. How long have you been playing Sim? A little bit over a year, like I said. Do you ride RRL? Yes, I do. Ride a CRF 250R. If so, what bike do you have? The 2008 CRF 250R. What is your favorite track in Sim? That's also a tough question. As of right now, my favorite track is probably the 2015 Redbud replica, mainly because it is in Michigan, so it's somewhat close to me, and I just love it. It flows so well, and that's what I rode a lot on it, so I've gotten alright on it. And his last question I will not answer. I apologize for that, because the answer to that question is no. So, have you been to AMA Motocross Supercross races? By Luke the Dirt Bike Rider is who gave this question. I have been to motocross. I've been to 2 motocrosses. The first one was back in 2012. I went to Redbud, and that was the year that in the first moto, Ryan Villapoto's back end started falling apart on his bike, and his whole exhaust, like the back end of the exhaust muffler, just completely came off. The bike was so loud. It was pretty cool. And then I went to Detroit last year. No, not last year, the previous year, I do believe, back when James Stewart still was decent. So I went to Detroit back, the first year that I was in Detroit, actually. Not the first year, but the first year in the last couple of years. And I also went to Redbud last year, so that was pretty darn cool. I watched that go on. How did you get into YouTube? I've answered that question a couple times now with the Minecraft thing and everything. So thank you for your questions. Number 18 is Garrett Noon. His question is, how old are you? I am 17, turning 18 in October sometime. I'm not going to tell you my exact birthday. Do you ride in real life? If so, what bike do you ride? I do ride in real life, and I ride a 2008 CRF 250R. Why did you start YouTube? Answered that question a few times. It seems like a popular one. So just the Minecraft thing and whatnot. When did you start playing MX Sim? Just a little bit over a year. I got into it. Didn't play too much in the beginning, but slowly got into it as I played more. Number 19 is Elementia. And his first question is, what made you interested in Reflex and MX Simulator? I originally got interested in it just because I liked motocross, rode in real life, and I thought, oh man, these video games look so much fun. I just want to try it and play it and be like riding, but without the risk. So that's what originally got me into Reflex, and then MX Simulator. All my friends kind of switched over to Sim, so that's why I started playing Sim. And so that was his only question. The last question here, 22 minutes in, is by Undead Cobra. His first question is, what made you want to start YouTube, or who inspired you to start making YouTube? So I've already been over what made me want to start YouTube. The actual person who got me into Minecraft in the beginning is probably Exumavoid, just because he's so calculated and he was always so professional. So that's the person. I doubt anyone knows who that is. Alright, so the second question is, what is your top 2 favorite tracks in MX Simulator? So my top 1, like I said, was Redbud. My second one, that's a toughie, because I have a lot of tracks that I like but aren't too fond of. But the old, not really old, but Altitude MX, I just started riding that. That's kind of fun. But I really like the the WW Ranch made by Brian Mahan that the Dead Meat Round 8 was on, Local Cross Round 8, which I can also link that video. I have an edit and my onboard footage from that race. So that's answered that question. Who's your favorite pro AMA rider? That'd be Eli Tomac. What is your favorite outdoor national track? Redbud, probably. And what is your favorite bike brand? Like I said, favorite to ride is Honda, and favorite to admire, look at, and ride in game is Kawasaki. So, that does it for all of the questions. Thank you all again for the immense amount of support. I did not imagine this amount of questions. I actually made the video unlisted because I didn't want to get any more questions, but yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much. Almost 25 minutes. This is crazy. So, again, here's to 1,500 more. And thank you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around if you stuck all the way to the end here. And I will see you guys in the next video.